And ladies and gentlemen, this is the round of 8 in the Team Liquid PokerStrategy.com Star League. And this is the round of 8 with Sen and Ret tied 2-2. You know, we were talking about how it was a coin flip before the series began. And here it comes down to Game 5, where this is, again, nail-bitingly close.
Right. Taking a look at the early positions, we've got Lil Ret, as he's affectionately known, in the white Zerg at the bottom right. We've got Sen, Duskman Sen at the top right in red Zerg, and one thing we can take away from these positions immediately, we see the Overlord of Ret heading towards Sen, and we see the Overlord of Sen heading towards no one. So that seems like a little, not that big of much of a deal, and depending on the opening builds, it can be a big deal or it can not be, but you always feel more comfortable looking, seeing exactly what your opponent is playing. I mean, ZVZ turns into a map hack like this until you have your Mutalisk out. So Red is probably going to feel very comfortable when he sees this Overlord drift into Sen's main.
I'm eagerly waiting to see what the openings both players are going to be. Ooh, that made my heart skip a beat a little bit. Sen's Overlord got built a little bit late, not quite at 100, a little bit afterwards, about 112 it got popped up. So I thought we were going to see a 9 pool, so I just immediately just started just like freaking out, making Velociraptor noises, which actually I can turn into a pretty good Mutalisk. Check this out. It's pretty good. It sounds like a Mutalisk, right?
It's actually not that good. It's not that. Please stop.
Dude, sorry. Well, my apologies. I'll just stick straight to the Velociraptors. Uh-oh. Looks like we're seeing a little bit of a 12 hatch coming up right now from both players. All right. Well, I'll just be Captain Wrong for today. I accidentally put on my wrong
really
pants
is loving
today.
this 12 hatch. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think in any best of 5 I've ever seen a Zerg player open up with 4 12 hatches. That's 12 hatch is typically the dangerous build, but Ret really doesn't care. I guess he must have practiced it a lot. And Sen answering right back. Now we're taking a look at their spawning pool timings going down almost identically. The next thing to look at when they take their gas, it's typically done at 10, and they both go down at almost the exact same time. So here we have a mirror build in Game 5. The only thing we can say that isn't mirrored thus far, as we see the Overlord of Ret strolling into the main of Sen, is that Ret has perfect scouting here.
Yeah, and you know, just to talk a little bit about the later stages of the game, I mean, the one thing that is significant to note about Zerg vs. Zerg on this map is it is damn hard to get a third gas. I mean, you're pretty committed to taking those side bases, and even then, it really stretches out the amount of airspace needed to defend. So, a lot of tactics happen in the mid-game stages with tons of Zerglings and Mutas and Scourge and bouncing to the back into the front. So I'm still hoping for a really long game, but you know, wouldn't surprise me if a bunch of Zerglings just came in and ended the game soon.
So I'm just being reminded now that actually Sen has 12 hatched every game. So I mean, how many best of 5 EVZs do you see? 9 out of 10 12 hatches. That's just nuts. So we see the layer of both players going up, and I'm interested to see when Zergling speed starts. Neither player starting it now. Now Sen starting it. Ret's not starting it. So again, he's favoring that sunken. I'm surprised. Why does he like that sunken so much? I feel that's completely unnecessary at this point.
I don't mind it so much. I mean, like, this is the point in time where you really start to abuse the dronage right now and make a handful more drones. But ooh, Ret only has 4 lings. Uh-oh, get more Zerglings out, dude. I mean, you can get away with getting a few extra Zerglings right now, but I mean, getting a few extra drones right now, but you can't really spam drones, and it seems like Ret's doing a little bit much on the spam drone direction. Those Zerglings should actually be on the ramp, not by the sunken colony, and then they need to fall down and bounce back and forth. That is a very dangerous spot for those Zerglings to be in. I mean, it looks okay, but you really want to have them a lot farther up the ramp. It's kind of like when you position Marines there in Zerg vs. Terran. Terran players' expansion is always going to be safer with the Marines on the ramps. That way the drones can come and back up and block everything properly.
So I like Ret's Overlord scouting here. He's got the Overlord scouting the army of Sen. He's got another one scouting the reinforcements going into the natural, and he's got another one scouting the main and the Spire timing. So very nice placement there. We see the Spire timers are similar. Oh, here goes Sen. I don't feel like this is going to work. Very bad. It's not. Oh wow.
Wow, I mean, I'm shocked that Sen is doing this much damage. I mean, look, just moving forward right now. My God, getting up into the main. But it's okay. Ret has some Zerglings being made. Oh, there's 8 Zerglings in there going straight for the Spire. And the Spire gets canceled. Ooh, vicious position right now. I mean, look at this unbelievable aggression going down right now for Sen. Ret just moved too far forward again with those Zerglings. With those smaller numbers, he needs to take that ramp. He's rebuilding the Spire right now. But, I mean, there's still Mutalisks pouring out of Sen's base. Ret needs to be very careful. Those Zerglings at the front need to get on that ramp immediately. And this one Zergling in the main causing a little bit of trouble. But, I mean, Ret's starting to restabilize a little bit. But if we look at the gas geysers, right now it looks like Sen is ahead by about 150 gas, which is going to be pretty significant at this stage in the game. The only thing Ret has right now as an advantage is that he can save up a little bit of larva, but maybe we're actually going to have to see him be forced to make evolution chambers and get those spore colonies down.
Right, Sen did not save up larva, so he's only got one Mutalisk coming out. If we look at the natural, he's got another one coming out there. Ret making a lot of Zerglings. I feel like he's going to be okay. It's going to be close, but I'm still surprised Sen won that battle. I felt like Ret had a really nice concave, but Sen just poured right through. And he's got to be careful, as you say, he keeps pulling these Zerglings too far forward. Here comes Sen again, grouping up into two groups. No, Ret slips a Zergling into the main of Sen. Oh my god, okay, 2 HP, and here comes Sen, streaming in, Ret pulling right back. Good positioning there, I like that. Take a look at his Spire. It's about to finish, so he's going to get beaten on by these two Mutalisks for a while. This is going to be really uncomfortable. Looks like they're going for the Overlord, not the best of ideas. He should be taking out the Zerglings so that Sen Zerglings become that much stronger, and that's what he's doing right now.
Pulling these Zerglings back, but look, just running right up to this sunken colony. Ret needs to defend this right here, but there are so many Zerglings from Sen, and those Mutalisks are doing tons of damage. Look at this, almost a full control group of Zerglings left over, and Ret desperately trying to get these Mutalisks out in time. He almost has 6 Mutalisks all about ready to pop out, but look at this, Sen is still making Zerglings, and look at this, he's target firing the Spire. I don't know if he's going to get it. It's down to 250 hit points, it's down to 150, and it is gone! Oh my god. Okay, and it looks like Ret made quite a few Mutalisks right at the end. He's dead broke on money right now and on gas. He needs to produce some more stuff. He needs to save this hatchery. That's his only hope. But it looks like Ret is just sprinting towards the top right. He wants to try to do as much damage as he can with that Spire down, but it's going to be tough with almost a full control group of Zerglings coming right into his main.
Right, he's trying to do the Ret build again, but I don't think it's going to work in this case because Sen has a lot of Mutalisks being made. He's got a lot of Scourge. I think he actually has enough Mutalisks that he can just beat Ret straight up here. Looks like maybe 5 to 4 in terms of Mutalisks, but we look at the main. Ret has only one Mutalisk defending, making sure he's not going to get eliminated. And yeah, it's really not going to happen this time. Looking at Sen's main, he's got a lot of air units coming back. And Lil Ret is forced to GG. Wow, what a wild and fast-paced series.
That was absolutely insane. I mean, I was so impressed by Sen's ability to exploit Zerglings to the fullest. Because,
right.
I mean, most players just think so much in Mutalisk terms, and they're used to the standard tactics that you do with Zerglings, you know, like 9 pooling to be aggressive, but then pulling off again. But when you get to the really, really high-level Zerg vs. Zerg, an area that Sen has lived in for years, that's when you really start to see how powerful Zerglings can be and the abuses that can be done. I mean, in that game itself, we saw how Sen actually was pulling guys out of gas at the later stages of the game, still favoring so many Zerglings, and we saw how he was able to put tons of pressure on Ret. Ret clearly not comfortable with that kind of aggression, moving his Zerglings way far forward. I think the one big lesson to be learned in Ret's shoes is to be pulling his Zerglings way back towards his ramp and getting back up on there.
Right, and while we're wrapping this up, I just want to remind everyone that we have another big match coming up, so don't disconnect. We're going to keep this going. That was a really quick match. I believe that entire series was under an hour, so we're going to be looking forward to the next match. But as you said, I've never seen that kind of aggression out of Sen, or out of anyone before Sen. I mean, usually we see people doing quote-unquote Zergling all-ins, and they don't have anything that follows up to it. But Sen somehow has this balance of, you know, unbridled aggression, but he always has enough larva and enough minerals and gas to follow it up with Mutalisks. So in ZVZ at least, I've never seen anything like that. And if Mondragon makes it through today, I'm really going to be excited to see what Sen does against Mondragon.